Ezel with a 6-game hitting streak coming into today's game. A left-hander. Looks as he takes strike one, count moving to 1-1 now.
Yeah, and so far Eubanks doing a pretty good job on the mound so far for Hyannis.
Ezel flares this one into left. Este moves over to his right and will make the grab for the first out of the inning.
One guy getting on base with that E6 to Proctor pretty well. Some flyouts, 2 strikeouts, another there for him, and he is joining a good trend of Hyannis pitch. They're going to be in now, working on their pitches and their mechanics, and it has shown every guy.
And, you know, talking with pitching coach Ray Korn today, just about the pitching staff and the bullpen, as this one is smacked into left. Yeah, talking to Coach Ray Korn, just really on those off-speed pitches on the two-seam fastball, as he credits the approach more to the plate appearances and to a pitch sequence, the success for these pitchers in the last 2 games. In front of the plate, Santiago will take care of that one, and that will be the second on the plate.
And you got it like Santiago. He called out, he said he had it, and there been some trouble with Hyannis in those plays, even though that wasn't a true bunt situation, but able to make that play and did a nice job at it. Also realized Ray Korn coached and lived in New Jersey close by me for a long time, and although now he's in South Carolina, though. So
Elizabeth High School, correct?
Yep.
Won 39 championships while coaching there. First pitch strike down the middle to the leadoff hitter and Joey Bartuzzi.
Largest high school in New Jersey.
Most successful high school baseball program almost in the nation. There's the 0-1 pitch, low in the dirt. Bartuzzi led off the game and reached on the error from Proctor at short. Hit a one hopper that Proctor couldn't handle. The 1-1 swung on, but it gets past Santiago. He's going to have a play at third, but it's not going to be in time, as that one bounced off the brick wall right back at Santiago.
And that's 2 times now where we've seen players swinging and it going by the catchers, where normally you would think they would get a piece of the ball at some point and just not able to get it. I mean, Santiago, we've seen what he can do throwing to third and first, and thought he had some time there. Made a little bit closer play than just letting him get there.
Will go down to the books as a wild pitch. Eubanks with the 1-2. It's low in the dirt as Engelman getting a pretty aggressive lead at third. Running in on the pitch. Here's the 2-2 from Eubanks. Swing and a miss as Santiago holds on to the light foul tip from Bartuzzi, and that will be the third out of the inning as Wareham strands one runner on third, and this game is scoreless headed into the bottom half of the third inning. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network here at McKeon Park. Benito Santiago Jr. to lead things off for Hyannis in the bottom half of the third. Rakoski still on the mound for Wareham as Santiago swinging at the first pitch there. We haven't seen Benito Santiago in a few games as Chris Hudgens got 2 straight starts behind the plate. Santiago was splitting time with Nate Rossi as that one works through the legs of Wenson. And now Santiago getting a chance this afternoon to try to be that number 2 catcher, as still another catcher coming in from South Carolina, and Chris Cullen.
Yeah, and Santiago trying to rekindle what he had in his first game here on the Cape as well.
2 doubles against Bourne in that one, but since has hit a little bit of a rough patch. The 2-1 from Rakoski on the inside corner doesn't hit. Count moves to 3-1. Well, Santiago has already thrown a runner out today. His first plate appearance this afternoon, as it will be a 5-pitch walk. Second leadoff walk for Hyannis. And we'll see if they can move a runner over this time.
Yeah, and for Hyannis now, it's been really the story of them. They've been waiting a little bit more now. They see Rakowski with some control issues, and I think that's what everyone's telling them right now. If you think you see it, that's good, but if anything else, wait and see what he's going to give to you.
Well, Habercorn shows bunt early. Ezeel sneaks in from third. And it looks like Habercorn will lay down the sacrifice bunt. Here's the pitch. He gets it down the first base side, almost in the reach of Shaver. They'll throw on to first as Habercorn completes the sacrifice bunt and moves over Santiago. 1 away with the top of the lineup coming up.
Yeah, and that had a chance to work out better than he even planned it to be, because you saw Shaver moving in, and he kind of had to reach up and kind of lock the ball in with him, and then he was able to get it easily enough there, but that could have been costly for Wareham if they weren't able to make that play to first.
And it could have been costly for Hyannis if Shaver was charging in on the play. He was back at first base covering. That ball popped up and could have been caught. Truitt watches the first pitch go by in the dirt. Trey Truitt, 8 for 29 on the Cape, a .276 batting average. It's slowly climbing as this one gets away from Wenson, but Santiago will not advance. And Truitt had a rough go of things earlier in the season, was hitless for a while, and since has really turned it on. And this leadoff spot has seemed to be where he's most comfortable. Yeah,
I think this is the spot that manager Gassman has liked to see him so far. I mean, aside from earlier on in the leadoff spot, and especially in the last game, didn't seem as patient enough going through pitches, but he got better at that later in that game, and he's doing that right now, really waiting to see for a good pitch.
Here's the 2-1. He goes around on that. It gets away from Wenson the second time it does, and sliding in at third now is Santiago. 1 out in the inning. Hyannis threatening with a runner on third, and a 2-2 count to the leadoff hitter in Trey Truitt. All he has to do really is get the ball out of reach of one of the infielders, as now Wareham draws the infield in.
Yeah, good thing for Hyannis now. Don't need to waste an out here on small ball to get him to third, and Wareham has already given you that opportunity.
It's been 60 innings since the Harbor Hawks have led a baseball game, as Trey Truitt swings through that one for the second out of the inning. And now Proctor is going to have to put something in play and get on base somehow to score Santiago from third.
Yeah, and Proctor now, this is where swinging early in that at-bat kind of hurts him, because he hasn't really seen much of the stuff that Rakowski's given him. So now he's going to have to come in here almost fresh at this point. Has only seen one pitch and has a guy in scoring position.
0-0 scoreline in the bottom half of the third, and Proctor smokes it up the middle. Santiago will score, and the lead streak will end as Hyannis leads 1-0 here in the bottom half of the third inning. It really feels like a monkey just jumped off the Harbor Hawks back here.
Yeah, and once again, Ford Proctor making me eat my words. His second time up, second straight. He went on the first pitch right up through Rakowski, had no shot at it. And Hyannis finally, let's see if they can find ways to turn this around now. He's still a guy on with 2 outs.
Huge hit for Ford Proctor, and talked to a lot of guys today in the dugout saying that really if there's one guy they know who's going to come in and give you a hit or two every night, he is the guy in Ford Proctor, a talented young man, a freshman All-American. And now Zach Rutherford, as a senior, player of the year in the state of Virginia, an All-American shortstop, and pretty much Proctor and Rutherford, the 2 middle infielders carrying this team, along with Trey Truitt.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty big 1-2 punch that you have here with Proctor and Rutherford.
Rutherford chops this one to short. They'll flick it over to second for the third and final out of the inning, but not before Hyannis scores and takes the lead as the 60-inning streak is over for Hyannis. 1-0 lead. We'll head into the top half of the fourth, where Eubanks will look to keep that lead here at McKeon Park. Stick with us. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 1-0 lead for Hyannis. Eubanks' first offering is low for a ball. Swing on the second pitch, and it's right back at Eubanks. Picks it up, flips it on to first for the first out of the inning. Retires Robbie Mentz for the second time today.
And Hyannis pitchers have been on a pretty good streak of making some nice plays there at first. I mean, you saw yesterday Tyler Stevens had a nice grab there at first, and it's something you don't see a lot of times consistently is because pitchers really don't try to make crazy plays. I mean, when it comes right at them, it's hard to really get out of the way. They're just going to put their bodies in front. But nice job there by Eubanks. Got his glove down low and made the play.
KJ Harrison, the batter, as he watches strike one go by. Count moves to 1-1. And the pitching, it really has improved in the last 2 games. Last night, we just saw brilliance from Hyannis pitchers and Soroller. You mentioned Tyler Stevens, and also Al Pesto through 2 innings of work as well. They gave up 13 hits, but they worked out of some tough jams. There was a 2-on, nobody out situation, and they got through that inning with no runs scored. So Hyannis pitchers really pitching through some struggles, as this one is skied foul territory. And you can hear Santiago scream everybody off for that one. He wanted it, and he got it. Second out of the inning here in the fourth.
Yeah, Santiago really letting his voice be heard, and that's when you need a catcher out there and be able to do that. You saw him once already do it, and he's definitely showing a little bit here on the defensive side for Hyannis, making plays. And to go back on that, 12 strikeouts yesterday for Hyannis, no walks, just a big push for them. They had a lot of hits, and I think that's even a better way to look at it for Hyannis, is that they had so many hits and that they were able to not allow any runs on them.
Strike on the outside corner to Gavin Sheets, and while the pitchers gave up 13 hits, the Harbor Hawk hitters only recording 5 on the evening, excuse me. And the struggling offense there, but they get it done here in the bottom half of the third with that 1-0 lead, single from Ford Proctor. And Hyannis offense now has got to pick up the pace as they're one of the worst in the league, only 14 runs scored.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point for Hyannis, you have to push your foot on the pedal now. You've kind of gotten over that hump a little bit.
Low for ball 2. Count moves to 2-2.
And that's really the biggest thing is you found the way to get the first run. Now just keep going. Keep finding your swings, and it'll improve this team greatly.
Bounces in the dirt as the count moves to full. And Gabe, we talked about the pitching struggles in the first week of the season. Now with a long home stretch for Hyannis, and the hitters really needing to come into their own here, as that one is poked up the middle out of reach of Ford Proctor as Sheets is on with a 2-out single. And for Hyannis, you're exactly right. They need to just work the at-bats. They have some strong hitting, and it just seems like guys who are really talented just haven't started up the hot streak yet. They've only been here for really a week, 2 weeks now. Takes some time to settle in. But some big hitters in Staduar, just very quiet as of late. First pitch nails Colton Shaver right in the back. So Eubanks gives up a hit and now hits a batter.
Yeah, Eubanks will want that one back, but at this point he still has 2 outs to deal with, and he has more options of getting outs here aside from just the batter himself. So that's the thing you got to count on here if you're Eubanks. He's been pretty good up to this point, and he had a situation last inning where he got on third and they were able to get out of it. So this is the same thing, just try and find a way to escape this inning.
Harrison Wenson, the catcher from Michigan, comes to the plate, watches ball 1 go by. Wenson hit .290 this past season, a .345 on base percentage. Led Michigan with 56 RBIs on the year and 8 home runs. As you can see, the big frame and just the power he brings when at the plate.
Yeah, this is a big body on the mound and behind the plate as well. And he can definitely show some power here, and that's why Eubanks is being a little bit careful with him.
Curveball swung on and missed. Count moves to 1-2. That's a good-looking off-speed pitch there from Eubanks. And curveballs, off-speed pitches, that's what this Hyannis team has been working on. 2 outs. Here's the payoff pitch. It's low in the dirt.
Yeah, and Santiago gave the point there to Eubanks. Maybe to try to give him something to maybe fight off and see if he goes down low, but we'll see how Eubanks tries to finish off Wenson here.
1-0 lead for Hyannis. 2 runners on, and this one is low as the count moves full. And now Eubanks got himself in a jam. Gave up a hit to Sheets. And on the first pitch, nailed Colton Shaver in the back. Doesn't want to put Harrison Wenson on for Trevor Ezeel, a talented left-handed hitter, on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. Instead, it will be the payoff pickoff as he looks at Sheets at second. We'll do it again. Eubanks comes set at the right hip. He kicks and fires. It's bounced in the dirt. That one was not even close. And the bases will be loaded here with 2 outs in the inning. And now Alex Eubanks has to settle himself down and pitch out of a jam to a talented hitter in Trevor Ezeel.
Yeah, now he's got a lefty-righty matchup for him to handle here with the bases loaded. And we'll see what he has to do here. And base load situation, hit by pitch. He's done multiple ways to get guys on base. Single hit by pitch and a walk here. And been doing great so far and doesn't want to relinquish Hyannis' leads this early.
First pitch misses for a ball. And Eubanks was cruising through the first 3 2/3, but here in the fourth, struggling with 2 outs. Ezell Watches that one go by. Santiago gets away from him, but no one will advance. And now quickly a 2-0 count. Santiago's got to go out and talk to Alex Eubanks.
Yeah, I mean, Santiago trying to give him a little talk. A lot of his pitches recently have been in the dirt. He's had some nice breaking pitches, though, go down low, but he's just not been hitting them really. And you wonder what he's going to try to do here with Ezel and how he's going to attack him now. Ezel pretty free with a 2-0 count to try and take some swings at stuff that Eubanks is going to give to him right here.
Fastball down the middle for strike one. Ezel was a freshman All-American in 2015. Spent his summer in the Texas Collegiate League as he ropes one into center field, and it's going to land for a base hit. So Ezel continues his hitting streak and adds another to the board for Wareham as they tie this game up at 1 with 2 outs here in the 4th.
Yeah, and that was really a light hit by Ezel. And unfortunately for Eubanks, after a fine start for him and has struggled to gain 2 outs real quickly, and then it's been going pretty downhill for him.
This inning for Wareham kind of coming out of nowhere as Eubanks was cruising, locating his pitches well, but then gave up a base hit to Gavin Sheets up the middle on a full count pitch. Hit Colton Shaver in the back on the first pitch of the at-bat, and now a rope here right to Proctor. He throws to Rutherford to second for the 3rd and final out of the inning, but not before Wareham has a little bit of their own 2-out rally, load the bases, and a base knock by Trevor Ezel ties this game at 1 apiece. Wareham leaves 3 on the bases, and we'll go to the bottom half of the 4th inning where Hyannis looks to retake the lead. A 1-1 scoreline here at McKeon Park. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Oh, no.
The 6'7", Rakoski, still on the mound for Wareham. He's pitched 3 innings so far this afternoon, giving up 1 run on 2 hits and no errors for Wareham, as Jordan Rogers will lead things off for the Harbor Hawks. Game tied 1 apiece as Hyannis struck in the bottom half of the 3rd, but Wareham countered in the top of the 4th with that bases loaded single by Trevor Ezel. Here's the 1-0 pitch. On the outside corner, just misses. Count moves to 2-0.
And this is what I was talking about for Hyannis, keeping their foot on the pedal here. You saw with Wareham there getting to Eubanks a little bit in that inning, too.
Bounces one in the dirt.
But you can see for Rakoski, he's missing some pitches, too, and Hyannis is going to let him keep throwing stuff at them. They're going to wait for something really good to hit and just let him try to keep working at it.
4-pitch walk to lead things off. It's the second walk for Rogers and the second leadoff walk for Rogers. And that's 3 straight innings now where the leadoff man for Hyannis has reached base.
Yeah, and hopefully this time for Rogers, he can find his way back home. He made it over to second. But Hyannis is finding ways to do it now, and with Stadjoar up, you hope he can just find a way as he had contact there, the little golf shot to right that went pretty far. But this is the point now for Hyannis where you found to get over that first hump, and this is where you have to see them continuing to push forward and moving guys around the base paths.
Rogers was off and running on that first pitch from Staduar in the last at-bat, back in the second. Staduar fouls this one straight back into the screen, and Rogers stays put.
And the good thing about this is Rakowski seemed very uncomfortable when he had Rogers at first. He always was throwing back to him, and Rogers finally, after a pass ball, made it over there. But same situation for Hyannis.
On the outside, and misses for a ball. And we saw in the first 2 innings, Wareham had a guy up in the bullpen throwing, but now nobody up and throwing, and it looks like they're going to give this inning to Sean Rakowski and let him pitch it out. Throw over to first. Rogers slides in safely.
Yeah, I mean, they can see that with Wareham, they already scored a run. They still only has, they've gotten a lot of guys on base, but I think they're going to let He's starting to see his pitches pretty well and getting 2-3 hits in an inning.
3 walks already for Rakowski. Struggle a little bit with the command, but up 1 run for ball 2. It seems via hits. They've got with those 3 walks, as we mentioned, but only 2 hits. Here's the 2-1.
See that they let this guy throw some pitches at you. He's not going to hit his. You got to defend, but if he's going to throw balls at you, just let him do it.
Here's the 2-2. It's swung on, flied into foul territory, and it will get out of play near the bullpen of Wareham.
And Staduar, just so much carry that he has to that right field side. I mean, you saw the home run earlier on against Bourne that helped tie this game up. That one carried all the way near it. It snuck in there really for him, and you saw that one. That one flew near the house there, and he's really not putting even solid contact on it.
He almost hit 2 out at Falmouth. Came about 5 feet away from putting both of those balls over the left field wall. Has not homered since that first game against Bourne. Here's the 2-2. Rogers takes off. Staduar swings, and it's pretty much the exact same play as earlier in the second inning, as it will be the first out of the inning as Staduar flies out to right. That could not have been more mirror to that second inning play.
A little bit more contact there from Staduar. He had a little bit more swing in his motion there, not just flinging the bat out. But yeah, same thing, and it's not. You can see today it's not going to drop as quickly as you want it once you get into the outfield. It's going to hang there for a while.
Well, Este was about 3 inches away from having his first hit in 4 games as he watches that one go by for a ball.
And I know if you're Este, you want to get that hit. You want to do that. But at this point, you have to know. You have to try and get on base any way you can. So far for Hyannis, it's been just getting walks.
Runner goes. Este flies it into center, and the same thing will happen for Rogers. He'll have to head back to first as Bartuzzi takes care of that one. 2 away now in the inning. And when you put on those hit-and-run signs, Gabe, you see coaches say it all the time. Put the ball on the ground. And so far today, Hyannis has not executed those.
No, they've been getting a lot of fly-outs, just simple thing. And you can tell from the sound of the bat, just not crazy contact that they're getting there. They're really getting at the end of the bat and flying it out there and trying to aim it a little bit more where they don't have to pop it in there in kind of a liner.
Cody Henry swings at the first pitch, and it bounces off the glove of Metz as he was going to his glove side, but just couldn't scoop it up. And it will be a 2-out hit for Cody Henry.
Yeah, and that would have been a tough play to make, as we'll wait to see what they actually score it as a hit or an error yet. But that would have been a hard play either way for Metz. I mean, he was motioning, even though he was motioning towards first base, he would have had to make a huge switch there for him, as it will go down as an error. But he had to make a huge motion there. He would have had a tough time getting to his throwing hand even, but a tough play.
Mensch just couldn't get a hold of it, and now Benito Santiago comes to the dish with 2 on and 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 ball game. Sean Rakoski in his first start since 2015. He's only given up 2 hits on 1 run, but he's walked 3. Santiago, the owner of one of those walks. Trying to get on base with 2 outs here. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it out of play over the third base dugout. The lefty out of Tennessee. Started almost every game. Teammate and Jordan Rogers on second base. Makowski takes 2 looks over and now he'll fire home. And he hits on the outside corner of the plate for strike 2.
Yeah, now an 0-2 count here for Santiago. Try to work something out. He's got a guy in scoring position in Rogers who has shown he has some speed. So if he gets a nice contact in the outfield, he might have a run scored.
Home plate umpire calls time. As you can see, out in right field, some little leaguers behind some of the banners. We'll get to that a little bit later. Here's the 2-2, and a swing and a miss by Benito Santiago. Sean Rakoski gets himself out of a jam and fools Santiago. He's done well in 4 innings of work, only giving up 1 run. We'll head to the top half of the 5th. Game tied here at 1. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Stick with us.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development online at www.curry.edu.
Preston Grand Prix, the 9-hitter, will lead things off for Wareham. And we'll go back to the top of the lineup and Joey Bartosik and Robbie Metz. As Eubanks misses low for a first pitch ball. On and chopped to short. Proctor takes.
Yeah, and this is going to be here for Alex Eubanks. Struggle right loud. Single to score that 1 run to tie this game. So finding a way to come back in this inning, make it not just trying to make a quick inning, but just try to look like he has control of everything still, and that 1 inning just lost it a bit.
Here's the junior from George Washington University and Joey Bartosi. 0 for 2 on the day, reached on an error to short, and struck out swinging in his last at-bat. As this one flares it into right above the glove of Zach Rutherford, and he'll find himself on first with a base hit.
Not much Rutherford could do there. I mean, even with Trey Truitt out there, he saw Rutherford moving back and maybe 2-3 steps off of having a chance of making that catch. And aside from a couple of times that you've seen from Wareham, and maybe twice from Hyannis, no one's really gotten crazy solid contact today that you can hear off the bat.
Well, here's Bartoszek's teammate, Robbie Metz, also out of George Washington, and Metz, Atlantic 10 all-rookie team in 2015, as he watches the first pitch go by for a strike. Metz also doubling as a pitcher for George Washington, had 9 appearances and made 7 starts this past season. Curveball on the inside corner doesn't hit. Count moves to 1-1. As Metz struggled a little bit in his sophomore year. Hit .252 in 54 games started and played. 7 doubles, 11 RBIs, and 9 stolen bases to go along with it. Eubanks comes set. He kicks and fires. It's chopped to third. Rogers throws to second. Here's Rutherford on the throw to first, and he's going to be safe. A little slow exchange there from Zach Rutherford at second. He's not used to that angle, usually at short turning double plays, but nonetheless they get the leadoff runner out at second for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, he had to watch out a little bit for Bartoszek slide in there as well, then to make the change from his throwing hand, and made it a close play, though, at third. A pretty bang-bang play, but nice job by Rogers to at least start the play and get the leadoff run.
Well, here's K.J. Harrison. Harrison, a very talented young player. Freshman All-American in 2015. Was the freshman of the year in the Pac-12 as well, as he fouls this one back. And usually you see a lot of these Cape guys being selected in the draft in the later rounds, 36, 37, 38th. But K.J. Harrison was selected in the 25th round by Cleveland. Chose not to sign out of high school as he ropes this one to Rogers, who handles it and throws on to second to Rutherford for the final out of the inning. So Wareham strands one here in the top half of the fifth, and Eubanks, after a struggling fourth, rolls here in the fifth. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Still a tie ball game here at McKeon Park. 1-1 the score line. You're listening to the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Sean Rakoski's day is done for Wareham. Pitching change for the Gateman as Jeff Bain will make his second appearance on the Cape. Pitched 2 innings so far in his first appearance. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, but 0 of them were earned. He also walked 2, and he was dealt a loss. As Treg Habercorn, the center fielder, will lead things off for the Harbor Hawks. Beautiful day, beautiful afternoon for some baseball, wouldn't you say, Gabe?
I would. Seen a couple of days. It makes it a little bit better when it's a 2 p.m. game, even with got a little bit of breeze now. It seems like someone made a nice catch out there in the crowd. But you get clear skies. You get clear skies throughout the game now. You don't have to turn the lights on. And it's a nice job. Normally, Cape weather can be a little inconsistent at times when it comes to June. July is when it gets pretty solid. But definitely a nice day for a 2 p.m. game.
It's really only been one day of hard rain day, where every game was canceled besides Harwich and Hyannis.
Abercorn made that a pretty close race between him and Bain. And Bain just a little faster, but a nice job by Shaver, makes the stop. And trying to avoid here as both teams, aside from that one inning, if Hyannis in the bottom of the third and Wareham in the top of the fourth, they pretty much stymied each other when it comes to getting hits and scoring runs.
Here's Trey Truitt. Takes a first pitch strikes from Jeff Bain. Student in Bain as Truitt chops this one to third. He'll throw it on to first. 2 away here in the bottom of the fifth. And 3 losses in 49 innings of work, a 3.9 ERA, and a 2 average against 32 strikeouts and only 23 walks. Well, here's Ford Proctor, the owner of that RBI single. Back in the third. In the dirt. Blocked by Wenson. And good pitching when they
The record that they have coming in at 5-. They're pretty middle of the pack and hitting as well. I mean, they're above and below in certain spots.
all over Wareham pitching today.
Yeah, Proctor doing after that one pop out early that he came in. 2 nice singles, has an RBI, doing a good job, but I mean the 2 glaring stats have that you can see is that second least walks in their batting order, 13, and they lead the Cape with 12 stolen bases. Everything else, they're either slightly above or below the average when it comes to pitching and batting.
Here's Zach Rutherford to the first pitch. Another 2-out Banis and Ford Proctor. Takes a look at first. Comes set, kicks to Rutherford, fly. Sheets is under it, and he'll make the grab for the 3rd inning. Hyannis to hit. Path up Kean Park 1-1. Listening to the Cape Cod.
Chatham's Bar Inn Resort and Spa is Oceanfront Resort, a proud member of We head to the sixth inning of play here from McKeon Park. A 1-1 game between the Hyannis Harbrocks and the Wareham Gatemen. Wareham 5-2 on the season. Hyannis still looking for their first win at 7. Alongside Jack Keffer, I'm Gabe Sustick, and Gavin Sheets, the lefty at the plate here for Wareham. Takes a short chopper right into the glove, though, of Henry. He'll take him himself for the first out.
I love the nonchalant jog over to from Cody Henry there. Snags it on the left hand and takes that one to the bag for the first out of the inning. As Eubanks has been pitching very well, really only had that one hiccup in the fourth with 2 outs. But since then, it has been smooth sailing for Alex.
To make the game where it is right. Rex it right past the glove, though. Rutherford will try to make a play on it over to Henry, and he does for the second out. Nice play by Zach Rutherford, ranging over to his left.
Yeah, that ball just slicing right into the range of Zach Rutherford. And for a great fielder, even though he's playing today, usually a shortstop, he's got that range.
So 2 quick outs, and we're going to immediately see he's sending a pinch hitter of Georgia Tech, who's 0 for 4 so far. On the Cape has only played in 1 game and 3. He will be replacing for Wareham as they deal with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
And Bart had a good year for Georgia Tech. Hit .299.
Fouls that one back for a 1-1 count.
10 doubles and 31 RBIs on the season. Solid defensively as well for Georgia Tech.
The 1-1 by Eubanks and a big hack by Bart for a 1-2 count.
Eubanks off speed really working well in the outside corner there. Hitting his spot with that slider cutter. Slider, I should say.
Eubanks sets, deals, and Bart just got a piece of that one near the Hyannis dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes still to Joey Bart, as now Wenson out of this game, struck out and walked in that 4th inning, but was left stranded at second. Eubanks sets, fires, and that one is shot out into left. Este barely has to move. And down go the Wareham Gatemen. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 1-1 game. Hyannis and Wareham on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here from McKeon Park, a 1-1 game between the Highness Hardbocks and the Wareham Gatemen, and up to bat will be Jordan Rogers, who has walked twice already in this game and has reached second both times. Has not scored, though, for Hyannis. And he rips that one right into left field, moving back and making the grab there. A nice play in left field, and 1 out is away for Hyannis.
Lots of defensive changes this afternoon for Wareham, as the new catcher, Joey Bart, will stay in the game after the pinch hit. Gavin Sheets moves from right to first, his natural position. And Jonathan Engelman will move over from left and will go to right. And it looks like Brett Netzler takes over in left field as Colton Shaver is out of the game at first. And we mentioned Joey Bart as well behind the plate, who pinch hit for Wenson. So if you're keeping a scorebook at home, plethora of moves here from Wareham. A lot of pieces moving around.
As that one is flown into right, but Engelman now, who is playing in right, makes the catch for 2 quick outs for the Wareham Gatemen.
Third at bat for Carl Staduar. That is ended in a fly ball to right field, and they've all been hit pretty solidly, pretty well. He just can't find a break.
So up comes Cameron Este. 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts. Bain sets and fires, and he's going to do the same thing, this time to left center, ranging over but being called off as Netzer comes in a 1-2-3 inning for the Wareham Gatemen, and they sit down Hyannis. 1-1 game remains as we head to the 7th inning at McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org. Cape Cod Healthcare, expert physicians, quality hospitals, and superior care.
We head to the top of the 7th inning here from McKeon Park. Alex Eubanks' day is done, but he can say he's the first pitcher for Hyannis to make it past 6 innings of work for them, and he will relieve it to Tristan Barlow. Fires the first pitch, fastball down low for strike 1 on Trevor Ezel.
Yeah, Barlow with 2 appearances on the Cape this summer. Really knocked down his sky-high ERA.
That one's flown out into right. Truitt under it for the first out.
As I was mentioning, Barlow, in his second appearance, a scoreless inning, worked really nicely as he pitched an inning and a third in his last outing. In his first outing against Harwich, got rocked around a little bit, but settled in and was talking to Coach Ray Korn about Barlow's experience. He didn't really pitch much this year for Mississippi State, and talking about how in his second appearance was calling the pitches, which is something he usually doesn't.
Which 0-1 pitch, and that one flies outside for Barlow.
Side corner, I'm just moving around.
Barlow shakes a couple of and flies it over to Henry for the second out.
Long throw from fastball to get a pitch a strike across, and luckily missed it. Rogers at third, but Barlow, he's got to be weird.
1-0 count as that one's flied for a strike out of play by Cree. Although Barlow, a teammate of Hyannis, teammate in the starter, and finished off as the first-round pick in the MLB draft.
The last pick in the first round.
Swing and a miss there by Grand Prix as Tristan Barlow tries to go 1-2-3 in this top of the seventh innings.
That were drafted in this year's draft. 22 out of 24. That's pretty impressive. 6 in the top 100 picks.
2-2 Barlow as he fires in. That one, he had it in his glove, didn't realize it, and he pops it back out. That likely go down as an error for him. And he saw it, and then he couldn't put it into his throwing arm fast enough.
Yeah, tough to lose sight of it. Now the top of the lineup here for Wareham. They have done the damage today.
Fouls that one away behind the netting. Quickly to escape as he'll work from the stretch. Here with 2 outs today. Reached on an error, struck out swinging and singled, but was eventually thrown out at second. Fastest by Barlow for a 1-1 count.
The fielding has gotten better for Hyannis. Just 2
time as Hyannis had a clean pickoff chance there, but they are spoiled by it, and now a runner in score. So Barlow now sets with a 1-1 count. Bartosik fires in, swing and a miss down low by Bartosik. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Barlow. Ready to this inning with a.
Yeah, Wareham already in this game.
Barlow stares over at second. And time is called after a couple of looks over by Barlow, and he'll reset.
James Harrington warming in the bullpen for Hyannis, the right-hander out of New Mexico. But this is Barlow's inning.
1-2 pitch. Barlow fires that one. Loud, but right through the legs of Rogers and turning from second, and Proctor can't handle it as well. And Wareham will take the lead off of another error by Jordan Rogers.
I spoke a little bit too soon when I talked about errors not coming back to haunt Hyannis. 2 straight there for Rogers, who's been solid at third. And it's just unlucky for Tristan Barlow, who's pitched a good inning. He's pitched 4 outs. And just Hyannis unable to put it away. Now a 2-1 lead here for Wareham. And Hyannis, they haven't been hot at the plate, but they're going to have to climb out of a hole once again.
All of them to has another pickoff play. This time Rutherford gets over there, but Henry can't make the play to second. And it's another stolen base by Wareham.
2 straight for Wareham. And great recognition from Barlow each time, but the defense behind him is just not executing.
Barlow now will step in on Robbie Metz, with Wareham taking the lead in this inning off 2 errors in this inning alone by Jordan Rogers, and Barlow will reset after Rutherford rushes over to second for a play. Barlow stares into Benito Santiago and sets on the mound. The lefty deals, and that one line right back to Rutherford, makes the catch, leans on over to Henry to make the final out of the inning. But the damage has been done by Wareham. They take the lead 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning from McKeon Park on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the 7th inning here for Hyannis. As Hyannis with its trailing now 2-1 to the Wareham Gateman. It'll be Cody Henry who sees the first pitch for a strike here by Jeff Bain.
Got ourselves a couple of pitchers in the booth. Andrew Gonzalez and Tyler Stevens coming to have a visit.
First pitch misses there to Henry for a 1-1 count. As Henry so far today struck out swinging and has reached on an error. 1-1 by Bain. Fouled away by Henry into the crowd. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Cody Henry as he'll be followed by Benito Santiago and Trey Capricorn. One-two count. Bain stares in, gives the nod, and deals in, and a big swing upstairs by Cody Henry for the first strikeout of the inning for Bain.
Just got him fishing up top. Cody Henry tried to put a strong swing on it, and we've seen the power from Henry. Has a home run on the season. Tag along with a double, but it's hit a sort of a cold patch. First game back in the lineup after Staguar started last night at first.
Benito Santiago up to bat now. Walked in the 3rd and scored the only run for Hyannis as he gets called for the first strike there and then struck out swinging in the 4th.
Santiago has looked good behind the plate today, and at bat looks very comfortable swinging.
Fastball misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Benito Santiago as Hyannis only with three hits today and 3 errors to go along with it. 2 of them accumulated by Jordan Rogers in the previous inning to give Wareham the 2-1 lead. And tipped into the glove, though, by Santiago for a 1-2 count.
Job mowing down these left-handed hitters. Side of the plate. Nice 2-seamer.
Bain coming in replacement for Ski. 1-2 pitch. Misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Only 3 hits on for Hyannis. Struggling to put the offense together still.
This is the glove of Bain. Corralled, though, by Metz for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, just chopped it, got on that fastball. Hit it up the middle. Still a tough transition with those bats. As same pop as the metal ones used in college. Pitchers love them. You got 2 nods from Gonzalez.
Called the strike there on Habercorn as Wareham has sat down 4 by flyouts, 1 by Habercorn playing center field today. 0 for 2 with 2 kicks and delivers, and that one's upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He struggled with the inside pitch. We'll see if Baines tries to come in on him.
Inning here from McKeon Park, 2-1 game. The Sheets and Colton Shaver in this inning for Wareham.
Headed to play with Team USA this summer. His family.
1-2.
Sir. With a good year at UNC with 17 doubles. Powerful left-handed hitter. That pitch, but just to a different diamond, a different park. Smoked it at the gate entrance.
2-2 count for Tristan Barlow. He looks over and he fires over to
in sight, but right over those trees about
And the second out is away for Wareham.
Through that at bat as Nets are fouling off some tough pitches.
By Barlow for ball one.
And Bart in his second game, 0 for 4 in his first.
Move. Santiago will go out to talk to him. As Sheets there hasn't fooled him yet, though. He's fooled the last two guys, but they both reached safely.
Yeah, and Sheets toying a low there as soon as Barlow kicked in to deliver. Just wants them to get their first win as badly as we do.
The 2-0 from Barlow, miss by Bart. 2 balls and 1 strike. Barlow shakes after a 2 p.m. start. The Highness Harbrocks finally can notch that first mark on the board. 1-7 on the season. They will try to continue to push on forward here. 5-4 your score. For my broadcast partner Jack Keffer, I've been Gabe Sussig. We hope you enjoy the rest of your beautiful weekend here and hope you see us tomorrow. You've been listening to Hard Rock on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Yeah, good broadcast today.
Thanks, you too.